Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and a weird thing happened today. A couple Birds of Prey related things happened today. There was the world premiere in London, which a lot of people got to go see, and then they did screenings in LA, and the first reviews are out. Our social media reactions are out, and they're all insanely positive. But not only that, Warner Brothers is trying something that they've done before, but in a different way, and I think it's going to bite them square in the ass. And that would be they are offering DC Universe subscribers a chance to see Birds of Prey early, a couple days early. This is something that is either good or bad depending on how you look at it. So let's take a look here at the article. So it says that DC Universe subscribers will receive an invitation to an early screening of Birds of Prey. Now, I'm no longer a DC Universe subscriber. I was for the first 15 months. I think I watched it a handful of times. I never really got into it. I just kind of forgot I had it for the vast majority of time. And that's unfortunate because I hear Titans is really good, Doom Patrol's really good, and everyone's talking about this Harley Quinn show. I haven't seen it yet. But anyway, Warner Brothers' next installment of the DC Extended Universe film series will be Birds of Prey, a team-up feature headlined by Margot Robbie, who reprises a role. We already know about this one. The Hollywood Reporter reveals that invitations to early Birds of Prey screening in 30 locations across the United States will be sent to DC Universe subscribers on January 31st. So why are they doing this a week before the release of the movie? Well, a couple of reasons. One, they want solid word of mouth because they did this with Aquaman and Shazam. They did it through Amazon. Like you had to be an Amazon Prime member in order to buy tickets to an early screening. I think it was like almost like 2 weeks early of Aquaman back in December of 2018, which I went to go see, and I thought the movie was great. And then they did the same thing for Shazam, but for Shazam, they offered up 3 screenings that day because the demand was so high that they thought that Shazam was going to bring in a lot of money, like Aquaman crossed $1 billion, and the demand for Shazam was so high that one day that it ended up, basically forcing their hand, thinking, oh, we're instead of, creating more demand, we're just going to meet the supply. And unfortunately, it kind of bit him in the ass because Shazam was a great film, but that successful day did not translate, even though it had solid word of mouth. Everyone who wanted to go see it, I think, went to go see it, and there wasn't any kind of buildup. So here, they're doing something different. Here, they're going to be giving away a screening if you are a DC Universe member, and they're telling you about it on July 30th or on January 31st. Today is the 29th because they want you to sign up, which tells me things are not looking as well as they could be for DC Universe. Never mind the fact that October 30th of 2019, when they talked about their first, 12 months, they had said, oh, no, we're going strong. It's going great. It's going good. Except no one ever talks about it. I never hear anyone really talk about it. And I pay attention to all this stuff. I don't see a lot of people bringing anything up. But then again, what they have for original content is not as much as you might expect in the first year. The content is solid. Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing apparently was pretty good, even though they canceled after the first season. And then you have Harley Quinn. So it says here that the early Birds of Prey screenings will be held February 4th and 5th, with DC Universe sending out invitations and RSVP forms to members who subscribe to the service before the 31st of January. And of course, it's like LA, New York, San Francisco, Atlanta. I mean, all the major cities, even like Seattle has got it. But the movie opens, because I'm not far out of Seattle. So the movie opens, pretty, it opens next Friday. So it opens on the 7th, meaning that there's going to be early screenings on the 6th. And so this is for the 4th and for the 5th. And so they're just getting you in a couple days early, and that's really about it. And that's not anything necessarily worth writing home about. DC Universe is a service that a lot of people, I believe, are going to lose faith in, but predominantly because HBO Max is on the horizon. This kind of feels like a last-ditch effort to get people into the service. Because, you could realistically drop the $7, get a 1-month subscription, like today or tomorrow, or I think maybe even on Friday, before the end of the month, and then get the early invite, go up there and go see it, and then talk to people about it. That's what they want. But the movie is it's getting really good press reviews. I just did a video on it. It's getting really good press reviews. So why would people take their time and, I don't know. I just think it's a movie that looks like it's going to do pretty well. And obviously they want to reward DC Universe members, but I don't know. I kind of feel like this, to me, this actually is sending off warning signs. What they should do is they should just release it a couple days early, or do early screenings of it and charge people the money to go see it a couple days early and then open it wide. They would probably, because I was trying to find how many people have gotten DC Universe, and apparently it's not that many. And with HBO, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the estimate, it could be a couple 100,000, maybe. It's definitely not 1 million. I'll tell you that. But it's one of those things where you can tell that when HBO Max comes around, because HBO Max was a byproduct of AT&T buying Warner Brothers. It wasn't, DC Universe was already in the works. So once they decided to do HBO Max, and they've already talked about Greg Berlanti doing a Green Lantern series and other DC related content for HBO Max, and its price point of being $15 a month, it just makes sense that they would want to find a way to kill off DC Universe. It really does. And to me, that says, well, they're going to end the service sometime this year, or maybe by the end of 2020. And they're trying to get people to come on in and get whatever money they can. So they offer up these early screenings as a way to try to get people to become new members and hope that they can RSVP and get in. Because think about it. If they're only doing one show in the different theaters in 30 different cities, the max you're going to find in an auditorium is maybe 65 to 100 seats. And if they're like, so you would average on a high end about, let's say 100 seats per auditorium times 30, that's 3,000 people. So, people are not going to get reserved. They're going to buy memberships, and then they're not going to get in. And that's going to end up, maybe getting them to unsubscribe or getting them to not continue with it. This is a last ditch effort that just feels like, no, it feels like a last ditch effort. It feels like there's no faith in DC Universe. So they're trying to use what they can in order to build up popularity. What they should do is just do what they did with Aquaman and Shazam, do one night screenings. People pay money. They get to see it, pay full price. They get to go see it, and then they talk about it. And that's it. But they're not going to do that because, as I always say, Warner Brothers can't market anything to save their life. I stand by that statement. At this point, Warner's cannot do anything to save. They can't market. I'm sorry. They just don't market these things very well.